YouTube finally launches its own editing app. You could always trim videos in YouTube Studio, as in top and tail. Now, this is a full editing app allowing you to make full-blown videos, a kind of replacement for a mobile for something like Final Cut Pro, DaVinci Resolve, that type of thing. Or that would be the long-term goal. It's quite a featured app, and we'll go through it. So the first place, obviously, you need to go to the App Store and download it, or the Play Store. If you get this notice, you might see you're not eligible, or this device, it won't install on this device. Basically, your device is a bit Jurassic. It's dinosaur, it won't work. It's quite a hungry app as far as resources goes. So as long as you've got a fairly modern phone, it'll work great. So what you need to do, as I say, download the app. Once you've got that, we'll launch it. That to the side. Let's get rid of that. What you'll need to do then is sign in. I will change screens while I eat. So if we sign in, we'll launch the app. Start our project. So we want to import these two clips. So that's all imported. What I can do now is obviously manipulate the video. So you'll see that's the first clip. And the second clip, there's a little cross transition there. So if I just play that, you'll see there's that clip. And then it moves into the second one. As I said, it's a bit choppy. This isn't the most powerful Android phone out there. So if you are struggling, just close some apps and that, and try to give as much resources to this app. So what can we do here? So at the beginning, I might want to let's see, we'll cancel that. If I wanted to select that clip there, you'll see at the beginning, the microphone doesn't actually come into shot until about there. So I can, if I wanted to, drag that and trim the beginning part of the video. So when the video starts, the microphone's in shot. So that's trimming. And I can do the same with the end of the clip. So if I wanted to trim the bottom, so all I'm doing is reducing the length of the clip. Clip is still there. So it's non-destructive, this bit. So it's still there. If I wanted to, if I've overdone it, I can pull that back a bit. So all I'm doing is trim, top and tailing, trimming each clip. So I can do that to each clip if I wanted to, or I might say, okay, I just don't want this part. Let me know if you know the character in the comment. So here you can see there's nothing actually in frame. So I might want to say, okay, I want to start from there. So I might actually split that clip. So now I've split that clip. I've got a couple of options. I can, if I select that, you'll see there's a dustbin icon here. I can delete it. So now that clip's going to start from the end of this one straight into the character's name, which you've put in the comments. Now I might also take in this one, I might want to split there. So I've got a split. And if I move to this, I could split. Hold. And now I've just changed. So I've split it now. So I've got microphone, character, which you've put in the comments, back to microphone. So from those two clips, I've sliced them and then swap the order over. So that's what you can do with your split. Now, what else can you do? You've obviously got things like, so if I go to that, you've got filters. And this bar will change the intensity of that filter. We cancel that. Effects. Now, I would expect probably in the next 12 months, there'll be pro options to this. And where you've got like Google's got the business suite, I would expect YouTube to have maybe a creator suite possibly in about a year and a half time, once this rolled out to iPhone and potentially a in-browser version or a desktop version, then probably expect something like YouTube Creator Pro or something like that, and that'll have a lot more features. Because they've joined this quite late, it's already fully featured with quite a few things. So effects, yeah, this is adding a glass effect, quite interesting. Whole array of effects. I'm going to cancel that. Adjustments, those are going to be things like your colors and exposure. So if I look at my shadows here, I could potentially bring up my shadows. Your white point is potentially if you've got an area of your, can I select? No. Okay. Just check. No, that would be nice. It would be like a pointer, which you can do in some of the apps, where you can actually pick up your white point and then select what should be white in frame. Ideally get your color balance correct. And we'll cancel that. Got speed ramps, so you can actually take that clip. So if you cut a clip, then you can actually make it, obviously. Done. So you can see where those arrows are. That's compressed. That's actually speed ramped. That clip there. So if I play through that, it goes confidently stop. Yeah, oh yeah, you saw a bit of that. Yeah, the speed motion. Anyway, so that's that. Overlays. So this, if I wanted to add potentially B-roll, let's take this microphone clip. Going to import it. That's almost done now, so that's imported. Now, because it's you've got layers on that, or this, so you can see that's the first layer at the bottom here, and this is on top. Whatever's on top is going to show through. Now, this clip here, I haven't made full frame. If I wanted to, I can. So if I move up a bit, there, I can, if I wanted to, drag this out. Pinch and zoom, and obviously zoom beyond it as well. So if I wanted that on top, so there we are. So, and we have the microphone that will play, and then at this moment in time, the wireless microphone will come in. I'm actually slightly, oh no, that's okay. It's just showing me that. I thought it was off. That will play. At the moment, you'll see it actually covers that. If I don't want it to go that far, that's it. Now I've just pinched and shortened that clip in. Now if this part, I don't want that to be that long. So I'm straddling both ends of the video with this. And again, you can obviously import. So there you'll see that works. So as it's playing the character which you're putting in the comments, and as the clip progresses, the microphone comes in shot. Now if I wanted to, I could make this like a pip, so picture in picture. Select the right track. I could move that there. So now we've got a picture in picture. So what we're looking to do, where we've got the crisscross there in the center of the round dot, if I press that, it now gives me the option to play around with how I want this to, so I could use a wipe. A second. So if I move back and play that clip, it should wipe from the first clip, the microphone. There we are, and this one wipes in. So that's transition. We can go there. We've got all sorts. I suppose you can go to town. Less is more always, but you know, each to their own. So we're done with that. You can add sound. So if we wanted to, this isn't my day-to-day driver, so I haven't got the sound loaded on this. This is probably going to be using it from YouTube's library, so it's importing. Now, if you've got voiceover and then you've got background sound, ideally you want your background sound considerably lower. So it could be anything like 35 dB, that type of thing, but much, much lower so you can barely hear it, because if you're doing voiceover and training, it can be quite annoying. If it's just a regular video, again, go to town. So we have this here. So that's the sound and the sound wave. You can do all sorts on here, so it's well worth having a play. And I'm going to pause that for a second. So you can do things like find the audio beat, so you get the audio and analyze it and then suggest where you can actually cut on the beat. The other thing you can put is obviously stickers and emojis, all that kind of stuff. So let's go with that. And I would assume it is the same. Pinch and zoom. Yeah, pinch, zoom, twist, place. Stickers. Let's have some got emojis. And place. We have, yeah, you can see that's quite nice on the track, on the timeline. You can actually see this. It will compress, or what? So then obviously it can fit on your display. Got sound, so we've got stickers, sound, voiceover, so you can actually record your voiceover on top. Captions. There is, this is what analyze your video. And then put captions on. And again, you can change the font and the text and stuff like that. I didn't record this with any, so we haven't got any in this case. And I believe once we're done, if we're saying that's done, we now can export our creation. Choose the resolution. The other option you've got is to change the aspect ratio. Ideally, you would want to do this at the beginning of your creation. If you are going to do, for some reason, I would definitely export it before you change, do the change, because it could potentially, you're going to need to reposition. So ideally, so if you're going to do a vertical, export your vertical, and let's see what happens when we change to horizontal. Stuff should just then move. Yeah, let's see. Obviously, we've got the black bars across there, so we could. I filmed this in. Stop that. Can I select on the timeline? That. Obviously, I can zoom in to go horizontal. In this, it doesn't mean the quality is going to be great, but obviously I can have a horizontal. I can fill the frame up, and so just let's go there. So those were originally vertical. Yeah. So now we'll go back to the black bars. You could put effects and all that kind of stuff to the left and to the right. So if you wanted to, I could, if I wanted to make a vertical horizontal, but keep it vertical, if that makes sense, I could put a sticker or something on the left hand side and maybe some captions or something on the right hand side if I wanted to fill the frame to justify it being horizontal. But as you say, once that's done, again, export, and you're done. So that's the first look on it. If you did find the video helpful or informative, do give us a like, and I'll see you in the next one.